welcome back. Today I'm going to be testing out an eyeshadow palette basically. I want to know if this ridiculously expensive tiny little Dior palette is worth the money. Sorry, Lincoln is playing in the brushes, so it's loud. Anyways, I'm going to be testing out, I don't even know what the name of this is. It's the Dior, this is in Undress. Here's the eyeshadow palette. I want to test this out, see what the formula is like, see if it's any good, if it's worth the price. And then I also may try and see how many looks I can get out of this little bitty 5-pan eyeshadow palette. So that's what we are doing today. I already have my base on. I'm going to zoom you in and we're going to put some eyeshadow in the eyes and see how this performs. Now that you are up close and personal, here is what the eyeshadow palette looks like. I have not used this and I'm very curious to see how this performs. So for this first look, like I said, I may try to do several looks with this. Hopefully we can get 3 out of this. That'd be really awesome. But for this first one, I'm just gonna do what I would normally do looking at this eyeshadow palette, not trying to be creative, just do a normal everyday eye. So I'm gonna start in the middle with this light transition shade. And just see how the pigmentation and blendability is. So far it blends very well. It definitely has some pigment, but it's not too much that it puts it all on at once and you can't blend it out. But again, this is just the transition, so that blended very well. I'm gonna go in with the deeper shade and this is where we will see how the pigmentation is. It seems a little bit patchy, but let's keep going and see how it does on this eye. So this deep shade has decent pigmentation. It's not like super pigmented, which I mean could be a good thing to build slowly, which typically can be a good thing for beginners to start with less pigmentation and slowly build up, so it's easier to blend. I'm actually having a little bit of patchiness with this. I'm gonna go in with this light peachy shade on my finger and go on the lid and see how this does. I like that color. It's not overly metallic and shimmery, but it's a nice light sheen for over the lid. I am just not liking the way the deep brown is looking in my outer corner. That's looking a little bit patchy. I'm gonna go in with a different brush and go back into that deep shade and see if I can get this to get a little smoother. Can you see the patchiness of this? Why, Dior? I'm gonna put a little bit of that middle brown shade on the lower lash line. Yeah. I wanna see how the white shade performs. So I'm gonna take that on the inner corner. And under the brow bone. Okay, so overall, I'm kind of underwhelmed with this. I'm gonna swatch it real quick just so we can see. This is the peach and the white. That's the peach, that's the white. Those are kind of terrible. Okay. And then I'm gonna do the 2 bottom shades. And then I'm gonna take the middle transition shade. Sorry I wasn't on frame, but you didn't miss much. Those are not good swatches. They don't have a whole lot of pigment and I can't get this deep shade to blend out and not be patchy. For $62, I am extremely underwhelmed. I'm actually a little irritated. So I don't know if I said already in the video, but I bought this for my mom for Christmas and I don't think she uses it and I can see why. It's just not easy to work with and this deep shade is kind of horrible. Like this light peach shade that's on my lid, it keeps just disappearing. So, okay, so I'm gonna finish putting my makeup on, and I think I'm gonna come back tomorrow and try and do another look with this. Give it another shot. Maybe try an eye primer under it, see if that helps. And I'm gonna see if we can make this $62 5-pan Dior palette work, because right now it's not working for me. All right, guys, I guess I'm gonna see you tomorrow. So as you might have noticed when I was applying this, I had some issues again. I did have more of a base on my lid this time to see if that helped, but these eyeshadows just don't perform for me. They don't blend well. They aren't super pigmented. I really don't notice any of the colors on my lid except for the dark brown, and then that one doesn't blend out well. They don't last. They fade right away. When I used this peach shade, was it yesterday? Yesterday, I would pack it on the lid, and 10 minutes later, I couldn't see the peach anymore. They just don't have lasting power. They feel cheap, which is insane. This is a $62 palette for 5 shades. I expect this to blend like a dream, to go on easily, and to last all day, and it just doesn't do that. Can you see the patchiness? I blended and blended and blended. It does not work for me. I think that there are some more drugstore, more affordable options for eyeshadow that way outperform this. Every ColourPop eyeshadow palette I've used has outperformed this. Even these bite-size e.l.f. eyeshadow palettes, which is $3, 62 or 3. This outperforms this so much. These actually last. You can see them. They blend. I don't know why it spent $62 on this. But yeah, that's my overview of this. And again, this is just based on the Undressed palette number 647. I have not tried any of the other ones. This specific one just did not work for me, and I'm very disappointed. I don't know what else to say. It's very sad. It's one of the worst eyeshadows I've ever used, and I've used quite a few eyeshadows. It just feels like drugstore eyeshadow. And even I'm not blown away by the packaging either. Like, the packaging is just, everything about this does not look high-end to me, except for that little Dior name on it. Why? I'm gonna stop rambling about this because it's just making me mad. I spent money on this silly little thing. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you want to see future videos, hit that subscribe button down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Stay gorgeous. Bye. I'm going to go in with it. That sounded really weird. But he's actually being good, so. 5 Couleurs Palette. I'm a... If I didn't turn the microphone on. Now I get to start over.